Rick the critic, when she come into your place, yo, you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the critic. When she all up in your city, yo, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the critic. Rick the critic.
Hi, I'm Rick the Critic, and thank you for allowing me to come into your home. Today, I got to tell you about the crazy vacation that I had. It was just unbelievable. Now, let me start from the beginning. So sit right there, don't leave, you got to hear it all. We got to, this was our vacation. My girlfriend and I decided we were going to go to Jamaica and we were going to have a nice vacation. I have another girlfriend that has a home in Jamaica, and we paid to stay at her home as guests, and she lives right off the water, and she showed me all these wonderful pictures. You know, if you get on the internet, you can see all of these great pictures of the ocean. Anyway, so I asked her, I said, so you're in Montego Bay? Oh, yes, I'm 45 minutes from Montego Bay. I thought, okay, that's great. So our plane lands in Montego Bay, and the driver comes and he picks us up. And as we're, well, actually, it didn't happen like that. Actually, my girlfriend Charlotte said, are you the driver, you know, for us? And he said, yes. So we get in the car, and as we're driving, after the first hour, then after the hour and a half, we're still driving, and then all of a sudden, we pull off into this bumpy dirt road, and we see only bush. Now, mind you, it's like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, so we're in the bush. It's dark. It looks like Freddy Krueger or anybody can jump out. It was unbelievable. So we're driving 2.5 hours, which she said to me was a 45-hour trip. It was 2.5 hours from her place to the Montego Bay because she lives in the bush. So as we're driving, I'm thinking to myself, like, Rick, is this really the driver? Because we didn't give him any information. He didn't give us any information. We told him the information. So now I'm panicked. I'm in the back seat and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Anyway, finally, we come upon her home. We get there, her and her husband are standing outside, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, why are they here? Because we rented the house for 11 days, and it was just Charlotte and I and possibly the caretaker there. So as we arrive, when we come into the house, there are 5 people sleeping on the floor, and she says, oh, these are my godchildren, and I'm thinking to myself, we didn't sign up. We paid $1,100 to come and stay in a place for 11 days, and we're looking for sunshine and the whole, you know, just a really nice vacation. So then she says, oh, they're going to, so then I look and I see her husband, and I'm thinking, wow, this is interesting. So we unpack, and as I get up, I go to the restroom, and when I open the door, there's a rat this big, and he's on the, you know, like the top of the the shower curtain, and he's so fat, he's running and running and running on this thing, and then he jumps out the window. I'm thinking, oh my God. You know, I am really paranoid about rats and any kind of rodents, anything crawling. So now I'm like, oh my God. So I close the door and I come out. I don't want to tell Charlotte because I don't want to alarm her that there's a huge rat that just looked me in the eye and then jumped out the window. So I thought, okay, so when I get out, she can look at my face and tell it's something really wrong going on. So she says, Rick, what's wrong? And I thought, no, I'm okay. So I look at my friend whose home it is, and I said, look, there was a big rat in the bathroom, and she looks at me, she says, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what to say. I'm just so embarrassed. And I thought, okay, so now I cannot sleep, okay? I'm on the edge of my bed. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. Charlotte has fallen asleep. She just says, forget it. I cannot sleep because all I could think about is this rat possibly coming back in, or maybe he might, you know, they have no bones. So I'm thinking he might come up under the door. I don't want to see this guy again. So I'm up all night long until daybreak. So when daybreak comes, then I can kind of see where I am. So I see the beautiful view of the ocean, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, maybe this isn't so bad. So I get up. I mean, Charlotte is up, and she's waking up. She says, you been up all night? Yeah, heck yeah, I've been up all night. So we get up, And now included in this price are 3 meals a day, breakfast. I think no, I'm sorry, breakfast and dinner. I think lunch we were on our own, and so it's a guest house. So we're expecting clean linens, clean towels, that kind of thing. We get in this bed that I sat on the edge of. It's moving like this, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? So she comes in and she says, this is the lady whose house she comes in. She says, oh, I'm so sorry. I've got a queen size mattress on a king size bed. And she gives me this long draw. And I'm thinking to myself, lady, we don't give a damn. We paid money to come here. We don't want to hear these excuses. So we're there. So the bed is, my bed is horrible. So we get up, and I'm afraid to go back in the bathroom. I had to pee. I couldn't even go in the bathroom all night long for fear that I'd see this guy again. So I'm sitting there in the daylight. So go in the bathroom, and so she says to my friend and I, she says, "Oh, listen, we're gonna go out to eat this morning. Breakfast is on me, and we're gonna go into town, and we're gonna have breakfast." So we jump in the taxi, and because it takes an hour and a half to get to Negril because she's way out in the boondocks. So we did this hour and a half drive. We get to Negril. When we get to Negril, we find this restaurant, really cute. Oh man, it was really cute, quaint, called The Natural, and it was all this foliage and just a really tranquil place. And the food was great. I mean, very health conscious, and I mean, just food was just great. I had something called tomato cake. I didn't even know you could make cake out of tomatoes. It was wonderful. So we get and we sit down, and so it's her. It's my girlfriend, her husband, my other girlfriend, Charlotte, and myself. So we sit down and we order our food, and the food comes. And so the lady tells us that she has reflexology there. So I thought, wow, I'm here in Jamaica. Why not do the reflexology? So I go I mean, everything is out in the open. Nothing is closed in. So I'm lying on this table up under all these wonderful trees, and she's working on my feet, and I'm in hog heaven. So when I finally open up my eyes, I'm thinking, where is everyone? So everyone is gone. I thought, where'd they go? So I go inside, I get myself a cup of tea, and as I'm waiting there, I thought, So Charlotte comes back and she says, listen, you're ready to go? And I said, yeah, I'm ready. She says, okay. So the lady in the restaurant says, well, who's going to pay for the dinner? And I thought, well, what do you mean who's going to pay for it? She said, they left and they didn't pay. So you know who got stuck with the bill? Moi. So this is the first day of our first day in Jamaica, and I get stuck with the bill. Now the breakfast and lunch dinner is supposed to be included, but our very first meal, I have to pay for her husband, Charlotte, and myself. Okay? So now I'm thinking, okay, this is crazy. So then we get in the car, and I said to her, I said, listen, you didn't pay the lady. I just forgot. I mean, how the hell do you forget to pay the waitress where you eat food? So now I'm thinking to myself, I said, wow, I'm thinking about the rat, then I'm thinking about her and this, and I'm thinking, this is really bad, Rick. You really probably should start looking for another place. Well, our $1,100 is out there, so what are we going to do? So Charlotte says, well, let's just stick it out. So we go back and we leave there, and we leave the place from there, and we get some change, and we come back to the house. When we come back to the house, it's a beautiful sunset, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can make this thing work. Then all of a sudden, then you smell weed everywhere. Oh my God, Gunji I'm thinking, what in the hell? I mean, weed is just a regular thing for I guess, Jamaica. I mean, you just smell weed everywhere. I mean, wherever you go, people are smoking weed. Not everybody, but most of them. So I'm smelling this, and I'm thinking, oh God, what? I mean, come on, really? So now my mind is back to, okay, we've had breakfast. That was on me. We didn't have lunch. So what's happening with dinner? Nothing. We don't hear anything. So then this little pregnant girl comes in, and she's sweeping, and she says she's going to cook, and if we need our laundry done. Now, she's pregnant. If we need the laundry done, she'll do it. And I'm thinking, okay. Now, what was promised to us was there was going to be this guy that was going to jump in the ocean and bring out lobster for us and fresh fish, and we'd have fresh fish and fresh lobster every day and all of these wonderful promises, and hell, we didn't see any of that. We didn't see the lobster. I mean, she didn't even get the guy to go down to the town and bring a lobster in and pretend like he caught it. No, we don't even see the guy. So I'm thinking, okay, this is really bad. So then the pregnant girl says, I'll wash your clothes. And so Charlotte says, well, where are you going to wash the clothes? There's a big pot at the bottom. So, I mean, how do you look at a pregnant girl and she's stooping way, way down to wash? I mean, come on. So Charlotte says, look, I can't participate in that. And my thought is, because the girl is pregnant, because there's no washing, she can't wash, and she's washing in a tub, why do we need to see that? I mean, if we didn't see that, we could have given our clothes to her, and that would have been it. So now we take our clothes to the laundromat. We got to pay $17 to get our clothes to the laundromat. So we get our clothes to the laundromat, and I'm really irritated because I'm hungry. So now I have to go out and spend some money and buy myself something to eat. So we go to the laundromat, get the clothes done. You know what, we're getting ready and we're gonna take a break, but listen, do not leave because this is not the end of the story. It's amazing. But anyway, we went to the laundromat, got the clothes washed, and then we went to the beach. In the beach, the water was salty. Yeah, nice. It was okay. So we come back. Now we get back. And so still no dinner cooking, day 2. We take a shower, no towels. Thinking, what is this? No clean towels, no clean linen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The only linen we had was the linen on our bed. I'm thinking, and no clean towels, no breakfast, and no dinner. And I'm thinking, I thought all of this was included in the price. So now the hostess comes out and she's saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry about how things left, but it was this horrible thing that happened and all these excuses. And I'm thinking, hell, I'm a guest. I don't even need to hear all of this. For what? We're getting ready to go to a commercial break. Get your stuff. Go use the bathroom. Do what you got to do. Come back and see me because you don't want to miss all the bottom line of this, okay? See you in a second.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Crap.
Michael Adams.
It was crappy, Larry. It was crappy.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local Feeding America food bank for help.
Great, you're back. Listen, if you left, I'm talking about this vacation that I thought I was having in Jamaica that turned out to be the vacation from hell. So listen, we came back. Okay, so now we're back. Now, my girlfriend and she's doing things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of thinking, all right, what am I doing here? I mean, I'm here, so I'm thinking, I'm really, really, really trying. So as I'm lying in the bed, something runs across my foot. Oh, I lost it. That's when I said, oh, heck no. I'm thinking, what ran across my foot, my leg? You know, I don't see anything, and I'm looking, and it's like it was so quick. So now I'm really in a panic. So now this is day 3 that I'm not sleeping. So now Charlotte and her friend, because she's met someone, her and her friend, they now come, and when they come home in the evening, they're bringing me my dinner. So there's no dinner cooked. So we had one lady, the girl that came in, she cooked one meal. I'm sorry, she cooked 2 meals because she cooked us 1 breakfast and then she cooked us 1 dinner. And I guess the highlight, I guess it would have been really horrible if I had another girlfriend that I was meeting there too. So it was kind of It wasn't quite so, but it was just, listen, let me tell you something. When these people advertise these places and have all these wonderful pictures about all of these, let me tell you something. We got fresh lint, we got fresh tiles 2 days before we left, was when we got clean tiles. They ran out of water. They ran out of propane. They were cooking in the middle of cooking. There was no more propane, so we couldn't eat that day. They jumped in the car. Now, and I'm thinking to myself, why are they still here? This is our vacation that we paid for. Why are we sharing our vacation with she and her husband? And this is their house. Now, they came in December, and they were supposed to be staying there to do some things or what have you. And then, you know, they were going to leave when we got there. I could see her staying, because it was my birthday. I could see her staying maybe 1 day, 2 days, but she stayed the entire time we were there. There was no staff, so we couldn't get any dinner. Like I said, the girl cooked. The guy cooked one dinner. He cooked some soup. The girl cooked one dinner of fish. Then she cooked a breakfast of pumpkin and rice, which was pretty decent. I got sick, but it was pretty decent. And then one morning we had fried potatoes, and another morning we had pineapple and bread. Now, hey, it's just me. Then one day we went out and had cocoa bread and a patty. So we were there 11 days. It was just, you know what, it was just inexcusable and just totally out of the box. I mean, I couldn't believe that she would do us like that. And so when I brought it to her attention, she says, I am so sorry. I need to apologize, and I need to explain to you what happened. Number one, girlfriend, I don't need to know what happened. I don't need to be privy to whatever was happening in there, because I'm a guest. We paid $1,100. If we were just coming to hang out and I don't need to pay to hang out with you. So the trip, and then this is the bottom line here. Something bit me. Whatever bit me on my ankle, my leg had a blister on it the size of a golf ball. The size of a golf ball, okay? I looked down in the morning. I mean, this huge blister. So now I panic. What the hell bit me? Was it a spider? Was it the lizard? Was it the rat? I don't know what bit me. Anyway, I go to emergency house. Now I'm home now, because it was just way too much. I mean, we were just so glad to get the hell out of there. When we finally get out of there, we get on the plane, we get home. When I get home, the next day I look at my leg, and on my ankle is this huge blister. So I'm thinking to myself, what the hell bit me? So I go to emergency, I go to Huntington, and so they tell me it's not really a big emergency. I go in and they look at the thing, and I'm thinking they're gonna lance it, take a culture. I mean, I've been out of the country. I'm thinking they're gonna do, so they look at it and say, okay, we're gonna give you some antibiotics and some Benadryl and let it burst on its own. So I'm looking at this thing, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. So finally this thing burst. And when it burst, it leaks out, it drains, but then the next day it blisters up again. So I'm like, what the hell? So now I'm really on panic mode. Something bit me in Jamaica. I don't know what bit me. I'm thinking about the vacation from hell. I'm thinking about my money. I'm like, what is? So I sit there and I say, okay, look, God, you're gonna have to do this, because I cannot, there's nothing I could do. I'm just totally just at my wit's end here. So the doctor gives me the antibiotics, the leg busts down. I mean, the blister goes away. I got a big Band-Aid on my leg. You can't see it now. You don't need to see it. But listen, I had all these mosquito bites all over me. You know, I guess I was fresh meat. And listen, and let me tell you something. To put it short, if I never see Jamaica again, I'm good. I am so done. I think that if I had stayed at another place, I mean, the young guys there, they had guys there, young guys, and they're looking and they're saying, hey, I like your size. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you're young enough to be my grandson. Are you kidding me? I mean, the men there are trained to treat women well. I mean, they're very attentive, and I mean, right there, and you see them rubbing the feet, and they talk soft, and they just seem like it's all together. It's a very, very poor place. And the fact that it's a poor place, I mean, I think the people that worked in the airport were making like $2 an hour, and they thought the 60, 70 bucks a month, I mean, a week was great money. So we know what we're dealing with. I guess the thing that bothered me the most is that I'm looking at all these beautiful black people, and they're looking like me, and I'm thinking, they're living in huts, they're living like poor people. They have these other cultures that have come in, and because they sitting there smoking that ganja and getting high, these people have come in and taken over Blue Mountain and selling their coffee. They've come in and taken their stuff and they're selling it. And the only thing that they can do there is just attract the tourists. I mean, their goal is to marry a tourist and come to the United States. And that's pretty much their only hope, only because they're sitting there and I mean, it's the most beautiful place you ever want to see. I mean, they had gorgeous sunsets, and I mean, the moon at night when it was a full moon, I mean, it just lit up the whole place, and you can't take that away from it. I mean, those things, but the people there, when I found a lady that lived up in the mountains, and in the mountains, those are the very poor people, and they have the most gorgeous view ever. And then the people that live by the beach in certain areas in the bush, they're not very well off either. So it was a very educational trip for me. I mean, even though I didn't see and I can't just say all of Jamaica is like that, because that would be wrong. But what I did see, it was very disappointing to me to see the males just prostituting themselves with the women. It was very sad to me that they were rich with culture and rich with food and everything right there, the ocean and just everything right there. And it was almost like they didn't even care. It was like it didn't even exist. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, on this little island, and I mean, there should be just loads of rich people there, but they have this island with all these people, and some of them maybe had hope and some of them didn't. But I mean, it was a lot of begging, and all the game plan. It was like, can I borrow this? I mean, if you make $75 a week, or you make nothing at all, how do you pay back $40 a week? So it was just it was interesting. Like I said, I think it would have been a better trip, if it had not been all the drama at the house and all the things that were going on there that I really didn't need to. If I had gone and stayed at the Hilton or stayed at one of those all-inclusives, I never would have known what was going on in the background. I never would have, and definitely wouldn't have seen a rat. I just wouldn't have been privy to all the things that were going on. So I'm saying, if you're going to go to Jamaica, and I'm not just saying Jamaica's a bad place, but if you're going to go to Jamaica, make sure that you have accommodations with a reputable hotel or one of those sandals or something like that, because they may be a little bit more, but the peace of mind is just well worth it. I mean, if you were a writer, or if you were a painter, or if you just needed to have that peace and that serenity, then where my girlfriend's house was, it would have been great. But if you wanted to dance, or if you wanted to go out and just see Jamaica, she was so far from that it's like an hour and a half away, and you had to pay $30 for a cab to take you from her house just to go into the town of Negril. So it was an experience. Like I said, I don't think I'll be going back to her place. And I thought at one point, because I never said, are you going to give me some of my money back? Or I never said any of that. But in my mind, I thought, because we've known each other for 30 years, I just thought that she would just, in the mindset say, wow, you know what, Rick came, she and her girlfriend, it did not, it was all these horrible things happening. She had nothing to do with it. She just kind of came at a bad time, and I'm going to give her some of her money back. I didn't feel it was my place to ask her, because I felt like she knew the circumstances. She continued to apologize. So she knew it was a bad situation. And my thought was is that, you know what, if it were me, I just would have said, listen, let me make this up to you. Even if I weren't going to give any money back, I would have said, look, when you come back to Jamaica again, you can stay here for 7 days for free. I would have said something. I never would have just come back and just kept saying, I apologize, I apologize. So she made me feel like she knew she had done wrong, and she knew that in her mind it was like, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I did it to you, and I'm apologizing, and that's good enough. And I just think that the other way around, the fact that, you know, that I bought the first breakfast the first day we were there and she never paid me back, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I you know what, I guess sometimes you just kind of think that you know people, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But this is what I can say, is that Jamaica itself is a beautiful place. If the people, like I said, I didn't get a chance to really mingle with the people like I normally do when I travel. I didn't get a chance to do that. But I can say that I probably would give it maybe one more chance. I don't know how soon, maybe in the next 5 or 6 years, because there's so many other places I'd love to visit before I would just actually go back to Jamaica. I'd have to do all my other bucket list stuff before I went back to Jamaica. But anyway, that's my story. You tell me what you think about it. And you know what I'm saying? That's just what happened. It's just the way it was. I'm Rick the Critic. I'm so happy that you've allowed me to come into your home and share with you my big adventure for 2014. And it was my birthday month. So you know I was really, really kind of like, ugh. So this was the start of the year. Let's just pray that all through the rest of the year that I'm going to have some great travels. There's going to be some great things going on, and I'm going to have lots of fun. I'm Rick the Critic. Thank you again, and it's good seeing you. 2014, look forward to talking to you about a lot of stuff this year.
Rick the Critic, when she all up in your city, oh, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it, and if she get with it, let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic. She the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic. Rick the Critic, when she come into your place, so you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the Critic. When she all up in your city, oh, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it, and if she get with it, let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic. She the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic. Rick the Critic, when she come into your place, so you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the Critic. When she all up in your city, oh, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it, and if she get with it, let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick